Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. Live at Hermitage Golf Course, the 5th annual 615 Open. Bit defending Folds of Honor. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe. Our question of the day, we had some audio issues on YouTube, is what?
Are you a ketchup or a mustard person? Because when you come in here and you get your box lunch, you get both the packets inside. You had to choose one. You can't choose both together. Are you a ketchup person or a mustard person? I said ketchup. Evidently, I'm in the minority big time. You guys all love mustard, and I don't know why.
4312 says mustard should blow ketchup out of the water.
Crazy.
I'm just reading the text. Devin from Dover, the mustard goes on before you cook it, Joe. That helps seasoning adhere to the meat.
Whatever.
Dustin wants to weigh in. Dustin, what you got?
Good afternoon, guys. What a beautiful day the Lord has made. It's hotter than Hades.
It's all right.
But, man, it's wonderful. I'm out here mowing it, sweating my you-know-what's off, and losing a few pounds. But I just want you to picture this as I say it. I just had to call in. I'm adjusting my belt up as manly as I can. I got the meat sweats rolling off my face. Boys, ketchup is the win because mustard is not the only binder, okay? I use mayo, and then it's less of a taste from the mustard. If you like the mustard taste, but you don't really taste much of it, it's used it here, the seasonings. You would miss ketchup so much more because ketchup is in so much more. And all you got to do with the mayonnaise is take the ingredients that you find in mustard and slap them on there, baby. Just smack that Boston butt right on the butt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, we got that. But listen, mayonnaise is not.
No.
Mayonnaise has to sit outside.
It doesn't have to sit anywhere. It can sit in the fridge as long as it passes FDA regulations. You slap it on that Boston butt any way you want to. So, hey, listen, man. Joe,
all right, Dustin.
It's too easy. It's too easy now, Joe. Go get you a pellet smoker and watch a few YouTube videos. Slap a little mayo on there. Do everything they tell you. Wrap it for an hour, whatever, and just let it sit. And then the next day, when your neighbors come over, you slept all night because it's an electric smoker and it keeps the heat the same. But you get to say, I did that.
All right, let me ask you this: are you Miracle Whip or Hellman's?
No, Miracle Whip is a sin.
Miracle Whip is fantastic.
It is. It's the 11th commandment. It was just wrote about 2 weeks ago, buddy.
Oh, good one.
Thank you, Dustin.
Hey, man, y'all enjoy your day. I'm going to get back to mowing. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Always appreciate you. We'll continue to get to that throughout the show. But I just saw this as we came on the air. The Titans sent out, and before I even tell you what this is a brilliant idea that they have done. I'm very proud of them for doing this. The Titans have announced the farewell season flex plan for Nissan Stadium. And what this means is the Tennessee Titans announced the launch of the farewell season flex plan, a 2-game ticket plan celebrating the team's final season at the current Nissan Stadium with a ticket to both the 2026 season opener and the regular season finale. So if you're only going to go to 2 games, you can buy this flex plan and you'll go to the opener, the final home opener at Nissan Stadium, and then the final game at Nissan Stadium.
So I'm doing this because then I'm going to resell the tickets for the game against the Steelers at the end, and I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Smart. I mean, I like what they're doing.
But it's still, I love the effort here because – there's probably going to be a lot of people that only want to go to 1 or 2 games, and it would be, I would think, one of those 2 games.
Which one of the 2 would you go to?
If I can only pick the last one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I might buy 4 tickets.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do this too because I want to go.
And then I'm going to sell them to the highest bidder. Everybody else does it.
Yeah.
Everybody else does it when the team comes in, so why not do
it? But I'm
going
to go. Like, I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to go. Okay. I mean, I dreamt of having an NFL team here before they got here, and then at 10 years old, that dream came true. I went to that stadium with my dad. I went with my grandfather. I've gone with my mom. So I want to experience it, one more time.
I mean, it's your ticket. Do whatever you want, like getting attacked by a bee, but that's all right, though.
Or a wasp.
But no, that's a smart thing with the Jets game and the Steelers game. I mean, look, it's your last year there. Go to all of them if you can, but there's going to be a lot of people. I'm kidding about selling the tickets, but a lot are going to do that, going to gobble that up, and they're going to sell the tickets for that Steelers game. I mean, that Steelers game is going to be, and I cannot believe the Titans don't get to close the year out at home. I can't believe that. But you got to take what you get. And that's a game Sunday, January 3rd against the Steelers. It'll be sold out and packed. And there'll be that's also New Year's Eve weekend. A lot of people in Pittsburgh will be coming down. So you have the opportunity to sell that ticket for if you want to do.
Yeah. So I think it's a smart move by the Titans to do something like that. And I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to take advantage of it.
They should. I mean, it's the last year right there. We talked the other day about if the Titans are out of this, if January 3rd is indeed the last event in Nissan, there's no final concert. They're going to start knocking that stadium down immediately and then get that East Bank ready to go because they'll only have like 2.5 years to get everything in place. I think the summer of like 29, like 3 years from now, they want the East Bank up and running for everybody gets here in February for the Super Bowl.
It was the summer of 29. Sorry.
I don't even know what that is.
Summer of 69.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what? You need to apologize for that.
That was bad. The Titans also signed Keldrick Falk. So is that all the draft picks?
I don't know, but
I know they got their 2 first-rounders signed.
Yep, I know the linebacker signed. I know Coogan had signed. And then I guess they all have. They wouldn't have.
Well, that's good. They made it easier now, but
yeah,
it's good to kind of have that going. One thing that I am curious of, with June 1st approaching, that's when you kind of see a few moves happen around the league, the post-June 1st stuff. We think A.J. Brown, or I think we know A.J. Brown's going to get traded somewhere. He won't be in Philadelphia. Could the Titans not be in on A.J. Brown? That's not where I'm going with that. But could the Titans be in on something post-June 1?
I don't know who's going to be out there. I'm sure they are. I mean, that's the whole point, right, of a general manager and your staff. You always look at to upgrade your roster. Good Lord, we heard John Robinson say that every other press conference. And Rand said it. That's the job of a GM is to upgrade your rosters. I don't know who's we dropped out there. I don't know what they need. They need a center and a right guard. We're good, Les. Thanks, buddy. I know they got to figure out right guard and center.
Yeah.
That's very important, and time is not your friend doing this.
What position group do you feel a lot better about that before the offseason you were like, man, they really got to address this, but now you feel better about it?
Cornerbacks.
Okay.
I feel Taylor and Flock. I think those guys are really, really, really good. Someone said, well, they're not shutting down. They're pretty good. I thought they were pretty good before they got here. So I think the quarterback room, the defensive back room has really improved big time. It has to improve because it was so bad the last couple of years.
Yeah, I would agree. I still think they could use a pass rusher because there's questions with Jermaine Johnson trading for him, Femi Oladejo in his second year, which was a project.
Oh, back up. What's the question with Johnson?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's truly lived up to being a first-round pick. So
hurt?
Maybe, yeah, he did.
Okay.
And so I think he's kind of on a one-year prove-it deal. But there's a name out there that I saw on Twitter last night that I was kind of like, I don't think anybody's going to be interested in him. And then I looked at his numbers last year, and I was shocked. And I think it would be interesting if they wanted to look at him. I'll tell you who it is.
Okay, all right.
Coming up next. I'll be very curious of what you say when I read his numbers. It's Chase and Big Joe. We're live today at the 5th Annual 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor at Hermitage Golf Course. We'll have more coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. The turkey sandwich is very good. Let me just tell you that. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
With mustard or ketchup?
Actually, I didn't put anything on it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll see how it goes now. You're all about the mustard on the radio, but behind closed doors, you're like, hey, I don't want to talk to you right now. I get it, man.
There's on our YouTube chat, where do we purchase the Flex plan? Ticketmaster or straight through Nissan? I think you can go to Ticketmaster. I don't know.
I don't work for the Titans.
I don't either.
We're just passing on information, folks.
Yep. That's exactly what we are doing. All right. So I'm gonna read some stats for you.
Yes.
And you tell me if you would take this player or not. Here's the caveat. Not a starter. I'm not looking for a starter.
Okay.
He's a situational pass rusher, but he could come in and help you. This guy played in all 17 games last year. Again, not a regular starter anymore. Only 3 starts. He had 26 total tackles, 9 sacks.
Damn.
Would you take him?
Yeah. I didn't know who it is.
Von Miller.
No, I would not.
Okay, well, you were tempted to say yes when you heard the numbers. So why?
I think he is very situational, and when he comes to the game, you could double team him, and I think he's lost a step or two. I think last year was he
9.
Buffalo last year?
No, Washington.
I
mean, 9 sacks, pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, I need to know the content. I mean, sack is a sack. I get all that, but I don't know. I think maybe he might past his prime. Look, God, now you got me 50-50 on this. Because it's Von Miller.
Do they not need pass rush help?
So in 2010, they brought in Jason Babin. That's all he did. I think Jason Babin had 2 tackles and 30 sacks.
Okay, well, Von Miller and Jason Babin are 2 very different players.
I know, but they're both past their prime. And Babin came in and had a hell of a year, didn't make any tackles, but he made the Pro Bowl. He got into the backfield every time. Could Von Miller do that? Then yeah, absolutely, yes. I'm not playing him on first down or second down.
No, he's a situational pass. That's
third
what
down
he is
he's coming in. Yep.
But I mean, he had 9 sacks last year, 6 in his last year with Buffalo, none in 2023, 8 the first year in Buffalo, 5 with the Rams, which was half a season, 4.5 with Denver, which was half a season. I saw that he's reached out to Sean Payton about going back to Denver potentially, but I don't know. I just saw that and I was like, that's kind of interesting.
I wonder why he's still hanging around.
Why not?
I think some team would have already picked all right, bring him on. Let's have you on our team so we could do. I think a team that's got a legit chance, like why can't the Packers take him or the Bears? If I'm Von Miller, take me to a team. I know he's won a Super Bowl, 2 of them, right? And he won a 21 with the Rams?
Yes.
Yeah, so give me a third ring with a third different team, but give me to a team that's going to have a shot to do it.
Okay, Wes and Hermitage going back. Well, I'll read this in a second. It's our question of the day. Never mind. I don't know. I'm not saying that like I'm banging the drum here to go sign Von Miller, but I just think I don't think he'd make you worse, is what I'm saying.
All right.
At this point.
What are you paying him? What are you going to pay him? What's the max you're paying him?
Let me see what his contract was last year. No, I'm not paying him a lot.
$8 million? $9
He
million?
had a 1 year, 6.1 million.
Okay.
I'd do that.
I'd give him 7.5. That's the most
Yeah,
I'd give him.
I would do that.
Like,
1 year deal.
Right.
His base last year was 1.9. He had a $3 million signing bonus. He had roster bonuses of 1.1. So the cap hit was 6.1.
Okay. Yeah, I'd give you 7.5, and your whole goal is you come in on third down and you attack the quarterback. That's it.
I'd do it
every time.
What would you do? 615-737-1025. Would you consider Von Miller as a situational pass rusher? He's not a starter anymore. You're not bringing him in to be a starter. He's a situational guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's got to stand up and rush the quarterback. Would you consider it if you're the Titans? And he's obviously interested.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
615-737-1025.
Maybe teach some moves to the young guys. Maybe a good mentor to Falk.
Yep.
And a few other the guys there and see what you can do. He's been in the league forever.
Ryan in Florida says, I'll take him or Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa's still out there.
He is. Let's see. Joey Bosa.
Yeah, right?
Joey Bosa. So last year with Buffalo, 15 games, 5 forced fumbles, 5 sacks, 29 total tackles.
Was he with the Niners or the Chargers? Which I get them both
Chargers.
confused.
Why
are they getting rid of him?
I don't know. Contract maybe.
Yeah, what did Floyd always tell you about these guys that are out there?
Bad guy, bad contract, bad player.
And like, why is he out there? Yeah. And so you got to look at all the things. I mean, it's great. It's Von Miller. Hey, we're starting Von Miller, but I mean, there's got to be a reason why he's still out there.
I think because I just think he can kind of pick and choose now. Bosa was on a 1-year, $12.6 million contract with Buffalo last year.
Okay.
I don't think I'd pay that.
Where's his brother?
Nick is San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I
I think for the money, you got 4 more sacks with Von. I'd probably take Von Miller at this point.
$7.5 million. I'd bring in. I'd do it right there. And
I think you do it for 7.
Let him fly. Let him go see what he can do. Hell, Kevin Greed played the league till the late 30s. Other guys can do it when they show. It's about technique at this point, and Von Miller's got a hell of a technique to get in the backfield. So yeah, that's what I would do. But at what point do you take away snaps from a Falk or Oladejo and guys who are making progress for that? But again, you want to win now. 7 head coaches in 16 years is your Titans record.
Yep. This was the text I was referring to. Wes and Hermitage says, Chase, I beg you to read this text. The only way I'll ever choose ketchup over mustard is if ketchup is referring to Derek Mason and mustard is referring to Ramon Foster. And I know you understand what I'm saying. What a joke.
Oh, my gosh. I'm glad we've not gotten into that because I really don't care. Right? I really don't care.
I do kind of care. I mean, I missed all last week, so we didn't talk about it. But they're
going to do what they're going to do, man.
Yep.
I'm just shocked that one certain ex-Titan did not get the job.
Keith Bullock.
Amen, brother.
Yep.
That's
I agree. I like Ramon. I like Ramon a lot. He's a good guy. He actually interned with us when he was still playing. They did the league had a internship program that they would do during the off season. And so he actually did some stuff with us one summer. Really good dude. I think he does a good job on the radio. He does a good job with Titans radio. He's not a Titan. And to me, this team is advanced enough that the analyst should be a former Titan and somebody that has a connection to the fan base and the team. It has nothing to do with his abilities, but he's a Steeler. And the other thing, too, is Titans fans don't give a crap if he played for the Vols. I think some might, but a majority are, I want a Titan fan. I don't care that you're a Tennessee guy. So that's my take on it.
Well, I get it if there's not.
It felt like there was never really a search.
I would get if there's not viable and capable candidates that could step in. But when you have those and you still do that, yeah. I mean, Titans fans weren't happy. I don't care that he played for the ball.
Look, but my point is you had candidates out there that played for the Titans and played meaningful snaps for the Titans that were interested in doing it.
Sure. Yeah.
And you didn't do anything about it. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Clay, what you got?
Boys, how are we doing today?
We're good.
Joe, in response, well, first of all, let me answer the question of the day. I'm going to be on your side, Joe. Now, on a hamburger or a hot dog, I'll put both on there. But, yeah, mustard or ketchup, I prefer.
All right, but you can only take one for the rest of your life. This isn't like a week later, I'm going to switch. You got to pick one or the other, mustard or ketchup.
I would prefer ketchup.
Ah, great.
Yeah.
Got one guy on my
So-
side, and it's Clay.
So here is my question for you guys for the day, Joe. In response to my text, so to be get back in the good graces of you guys, how much of a donation do I need to make, Joe?
Clay, any amount of money you want to make to Folds of Honor will go a long way.
$100.
Sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Go to 615open.com and you can make a donation there.
I will do it.
There you
Or
go.
since you're not doing anything else today, come out to the golf course and write a check.
I
can do
might
that
just
too.
show up.
Hermitage Golf Course, Folds of Honor, 615 Open. Come out here. Chase will find you and hand Chase a check for $100. We'd appreciate it. And so would
All
Folds
right.
of Honor.
See you,
Awesome.
boys.
Thank you, Clay.
Bring donuts.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, DurbanWillsonCountyHowdy.com. I have to step away and
Do
go
it, buddy.
greet the people, but I will be back here in just a little bit. Again, we're live from the 5th annual 615 Open Golf Tournament benefiting Folds of Honor. You go to 615open.com/auction for the silent, or not silent auction, but for the auction that benefits Folds of Honor, or to do like Clay's going to do and make a donation. We'll have more coming here on Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game, live at Hermitage Golf Course for the 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor. Go to 615open.com for more information. Thank you, Clay, for coming out here and making a donation. It goes a long way to these great families who are so deserving of everything. So that's why we're out here today having a good time. Our question today is, and I'm taking a beating on this one. You had one choice to make the rest of your life, ketchup or mustard, and all you fools are weighing in on how great mustard is. The only guy I got on my side is Clay, which says a lot about that. So, Dr. Crane, you're a mustard guy, right?
Yes, 100%. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Don't let it happen again.
Yeah, I'll try not to. No,
Okay.
you got to go with mustard, Joe, because not only does it help in the kitchen, but it also helps on the athletic fields as well. If you're cramping, guess what? Get a mustard packet. Take a waffle of that, eat it a little bit.
I've never heard that in my entire life.
Yes, mustard packets help with cramping. That is true.
You rub mustard on your cramp?
No, you ingest it.
Oh.
How would you? Come on, that's not right.
It's what's funny about these questions. Like, I'll text friends like, "Hey, how you doing? Doing okay?" I don't hear from them. Then you put a really goofy question out about that, and they all weigh in.
You know how weird that would be, Joe, if you said, "Hey, coach, I got a Charlie horse," and you go down on the field, and what do? You start rubbing mustard on your leg. That's just come on. That's a weird look.
I've never heard anybody talk about ingesting a mustard packet when you're having a cramp.
Yeah, it's salt. You have that salt. You get it in your system. It's just like pickle juice. You get that salt water into your system. You're ready to go. I mean, there are people that, are a part of athletic programs that mix the Gatorade with salt water so you can get those electrolytes back quicker. That's what it is.
Okay. All right. 3555 says simply, ketchup is for children. And I mean, I consider myself a kid, so I can see that, right?
Yeah, it's
Thomas
fair.
in Nashville says, good afternoon, guys. All right, Thomas, this is a long one. I hate ketchup. Hate the smell of it and everything. Mustard is fine and fat-free. I'm good with mustard only from here on out, and I agree. I think they should. Oh, and then he goes into about Chase and about the Titans and Ramon Foster and all that. Anyway, thanks, Thomas, but don't hate ketchup. Ketchup's done nothing to you, Thomas, except try to be your friend throughout the years. And all that. So that's our question. Ketchup or mustard, 615-737-1025. Let us know what you think about that. The SEC spring meetings are going down in Destin, Florida. And look, I like Kirby Smart a lot, but his comments the other day about the SEC, if other teams don't hop on board, they can't reach an agreement on expansion and spinning in the NIL area and beyond. He says perhaps the SEC should try to go it alone. And I just hearing that, I don't know why he wants that and why he thinks that. It wouldn't work. I've said this for a long time. To our president, Kirby Smart said, I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everybody plays by, then should we play our own. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid to break away and say that our conference is strong enough to go out and play. The argument in front and center is whether to expand the playoff to 16 to 24 teams from the current 12-team model. For change to occur, the conferences, most notably the Big Ten and SEC, must agree on a format. The Big Ten, ACC, Big 12, and Notre Dame are all on board for expanding to 24. The SEC is against that model at this time. I don't if you go rogue, if you go rogue, it doesn't work. Right? What do we got now? We got a split league. We got everything split. You got to watch the Big Ten and the ACC and everybody else go their own way and get it done. We've just, and I say we, all of us, because we're all part of it, even though we didn't do anything. They've done a great job of, I think, trying to do their best to ruin college football. And look, I know I get accused of being an old man sometimes, and that's fine. Before the BCS, all we did was argue all offseason about who was number one. And it was usually between one or two teams. That was it, between two teams. It wasn't about 6 teams or 7 teams. Occasionally, you'd have a third team thrown. I remember the Auburn argument in 03 or 04, whatever that was, with USC, and that was kind of we got things going like, all right, we need to get a playoff in there. But before, we would argue all off season on college football champions. That's all we did, and it was great. AP, UPI, and all that. And and then you had co-champions. It was fine. And then we said, all right, we're going to go. The pressure of getting a playoff. The FCS does that. Division II does that. Why can't the big boys do that? Well, they didn't want to for a long time. And then they went and did it. And then we have all this chaos. And now it goes from arguing about one or two teams to 24 getting in. When Danny White makes the argument about the opportunity's not there for a lot of teams to get in because you're not winning. It's such a loser mentality to say that. And it drives me insane when people like, well, okay, get in. You know, let us get in. Like the Alabama-Ohio State game's happening next year, 2 years, whenever. That's great. That game would have never happened with the regulars going on because if you lose, it doesn't matter. And they've taken out, it doesn't matter if you lose. It really doesn't. College football was so different from the National Football League in that every Saturday mattered. Every Saturday was important. You went out, and every Saturday was your national championship game. And you won those games, and you moved on and on. Now, if you win 3 and say, hey, we lost 3 games. Okay, no big deal. We still get into 9-3. That's the situation they've put up with. And I'm telling you, it is no fun to watch that. You guys can say, well, our team got in the playoffs, the 23rd ranked team. That team ain't going to win. And somebody said, well, Miami was ranked 11th last year when they got in. Miami should have been ranked way higher than that. Not at 11, probably at 5 or 6, and they ran that. Your team's not going to make a run. Yeah, you might have one upset, but then you're not going any farther than that. It's so frustrating that they get together and do all these things and talk about that. And Dr. Crane, I might be talking myself down the creek without a paddle, but I don't care, right? I mean, it's the loser mentality with this, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. Like, I look at this potential breakaway from college football as like comparing it to golf with PGA and Live Golf Tour. With the Live Golf Tour, all these players were, and I guess coaches in some aspects, were getting paid a lot of money from Live Golf. There was no cut line. There was basically a participation trophy at the end of every single tournament. That's what it feels like with college football right now after those comments from Kirby Smart, basically saying, yeah, do a breakaway league. And I kind of look at it as the Notre Dame version of college football. They have their own TV media rights deal with NBC. I could see a potential breakaway league doing something similar to that, where they have their own TV rights deal, which in the long-term viewpoint of it all, the SEC teams that break away, that join with other teams in a breakaway league, you're going to have more money to share amongst each other, not having to dish it a little bit to the NCAA where they get their cut of the pie. This is solely a greed standpoint looking at it, is saying, hey, Kirby Smart wants to do this. If we break away into our own league, we'll have more money in our pockets. And that's kind of how I look at it. And also, too, I don't know how much of a factor this plays into it, but his off-the-field antics with his players and not being able to address that and keep them out of trouble, I wonder if that plays a factor into this as well.
Yeah, thank you. Shouldn't it be more important about telling your guys not to speed?
Exactly.
Hell, he had a player killed. I mean, it's not a joke. It's not a joking matter. I mean, this is a serious thing when all this is going on. You had a player and a staffer get killed in a high-speed accident. I mean, it's not – worry about something else besides this, Kirby. You break away, it's not going to happen. You're going to be left on an island while the ACC and the Big Ten and the Big 12 and that new whatever Pac-10, 12 come together and get it done. Be left out in the open. You want to be on your own? Fine, be on your own.
It just goes to show you, Joe, the one side of the spectrum to the other. Kirby Smart saying more of leaning towards a breakaway league. And then you have another guy like Mike Elko saying, sure, expand it to 24, see what happens. That helps us out. And even Danny White says that, expand it to 24. There's two different sides of the spectrum here. And it's crazy because if those teams that are in, I guess, programs that are included with the let's expand to 24, they know that they can't make the top. Basically, they can't play with the best of the best. The teams that are saying do a breakaway league know that they are the best of the best teams and know they can capitalize on the money at hand, rather than the teams in the 2014 playoff are saying, hey, cut me my check if I make the 2014 playoff, and then we just reset the cycle next season.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. And that's the thing I told you the other day is that if you get in and you're 8-4 and you get in at number 24 and then it's like, well, I don't know if Coach Frazier's doing a great job. You're like, hey, I got you in the playoff. 120 other teams, I got you in the playoff, even though you really didn't deserve to be in the playoff. It's all a negotiating tactic. There's not going to be a single coach who's going to come out and say they're against a 24 team. Not a single. I guarantee you there's not going to be a single coach who comes out and says, I'm against 24 teams, because they know it benefits them in the long run, because they can say, I got in the playoff. Here's an extension. Hey, if I get a team in the playoff, I get a 2-year extension. All right, when you get the playoff, even though you get, what's the word we learned today? Mollywopped? Is that the word?
That is correct. Mollywopped. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
even
for
though
using the
get
vernacular, Joe.
Yes, I'm with the young kids now. That goes on, and you could say, hey, I made it to the playoffs, even though you know you have no shot in Hades of making it to the national championship game.
You know what head coach
you
is
know what-
probably salivating at this, Joe? Kirk Ferentz, Iowa. I mean, he's just going to go 8-4, 9-3 every year and make the playoff if it goes to 24.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
I'm just saying that benefits teams like that, like you're talking about, is teams that normally go 8-4, 9-3, in some cases 10-2. They're going to make the playoff, and they're going to say, hey, look, I got you that $200 million paycheck getting into the college football playoff. Where's my extension? That's what a lot of these coaches are going to start getting into. You're going to see a lot of more, money-driven contracts that are higher and higher and higher, and you wonder, where does it stop?
Well, I mean, have you ever I love my Iowa football fans. I know several that are close to me. But do you ever think about Iowa winning the national championship?
In a 2014 playoff, I would say the percentages are a lot higher than they are in a 12.
Well, I know, but overall, in the last 20 years, you ever thought about Iowa winning the national championship?
No.
No. I mean, you don't. I mean, that's the thing. So I think Iowa fans are happy. Look, 9-3, maybe we get a 10-2 in there and go to the bowl in Florida. That's great. And that's fine. If that's what you want, that's no problem with that. I'm good with all that. But you know what happens at 24, Dr. Crane?
What's that?
It soon becomes 32.
Yep.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And so Sankey wants 16. I know. Call me old man. But let's go back to arguing the entire offseason who's better, Oklahoma or Notre Dame or Texas, Nebraska or USC. I mean, that's how we argued throughout the year. And everybody was fine with it. Everybody was okay. It was okay to do that. Then, like, well, you get a playoff. And then you got this chaos now that goes on. When 4 teams, hey, I'll give you 4 teams. That's fine. Those are 4 of the best. And now it's 12. Now it's 16. Now it's 24 and on and on. And now, but the breakaway comment from Kirby Smart really irked me because that's the first sign of the empire crumbling, I think. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, that's pretty fair. I know Chase will be back here in a little bit, but I want to pose this to you before we go to the top of the hour.
Yeah, buddy.
When you look at the SEC, the Big 10, even the Big 12 in some cases, I heard this from, I think Steve Sarkisian said it at the SEC spring meetings in Destin, saying, why don't we do a playoff for a bid into the college football playoff? So, like, 4 of the best teams in the SEC fight for the top spot in the conference, and the top 2 teams out of that go on to the college football playoff. Why can't that be a new way of saying, hey, we're still including the SEC championship game. We're still including all the money involved for TV rights deals. Why can't we just go that route instead of expanding the playoff to 24 when you could just keep it at 12 and just do more play-in games from the conference standings of it all, and then you just go about it into the national perspective of a true playoff?
That's not bad. I'd look into that. I'd totally look into that. But I don't – the 24 is not – and you're going to put the season to late January. I mean, there was one thing that put out there like the season must end January the 1st. And I will sign up all day long if the college football season can end on January the 1st. Sign me up for that. Somehow, some way, figure it out. If it takes moving college football back 2 weeks in August, let's go. Hell, coaches would like that. Guys are already on campus come June. Your freshmen report to campus late after Memorial Day. They're already on campus. When we played, you didn't report to campus till like the first week of August, and you sure as hell better make your conditioning because if you didn't, you're moved to the back of the line. That's how it went. So that's why I say right now is that if you can somehow finish it January the 1st, get it done. But 24 teams, you ain't finishing it January the 1st. Now I'm hot and I'm mad. Right, Dr. Crane?
Get you some mustard. That'll help.
All right. I'm going to see you soon, and I'll take you out of that.
Thanks.
All right, we're live at the Hermitage Golf Course today. It's the annual 615 Open benefiting the great organization Folds of Honor. A lot of time, a lot of fun out here. Stop by if you're out in the area, make a donation. We love to see what's going on now. We love to see really it's sold out. So thank you all for being part of this and making this a sold out event. Our sister station 1029 The Buzz is here. We're out here all afternoon too as well. Thank you all for everything. We really tell you every day, we have the best listening audience in the world. You guys prove it to us every single day. Again, our question of the day, ketchup or mustard? Which one do you want? We'll get more of college football talk when we come back in just a moment. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, right here at 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the second hour of the Chasing Big Joe Show live with the Hermitage Golf Course today. It's a 615 Open, benefiting the great organization Folds of Honor. And look, thank you. This golf tournament is sold out. So again, I would tell you every day, every show, how great our listening audience is, and you guys and gals are wonderful. So thank you for selling this event out, and thank you for being very interactive with us today. Dr. Creighton, I will tell you, we had the entire group come by. They're golfing on the backside of the Hermitage Golf Course today, and we had numerous people who came by who yelled at me, mustard or ketchup.
Really?
Isn't that good? They're listening.
I love it.
Here, right?
What'd they say?
And
What was their answer?
Almost all mustard, and one guy said ketchup. So I'm losing this battle that I thought I would win hands down. So I'm not done yet. So our question today is mustard or ketchup. It's a very simple, age-old question, but when we get out here, you get a box lunch, and they hand it to you. And inside, you have an opportunity to put mustard or ketchup. And I'm like, for me, it comes down to French fries. So that's what I put on there, and there we always have it for ketchup. All right, our question that we get into cultural expansion and Kirby Smart running his mouth and everything. It's just chaotic. Let's go back to the phone lines. 615-737-1025. One of our favorite callers, our man Nate. Nate, good afternoon. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guy?
How
you doing tonight? All
Good,
right,
buddy.
man. You sound real passionate, against expansion, man.
Yes, sir.
I like the passion, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah. But I will say, though, like, expansion, man, like, this thing, if it had 24 teams, Vanderbilt would have got in last year, man. Maybe even Tennessee.
But Nate, did they deserve to get in at 12? That's the question. They did not. And Clark Levin said so.
I think Vanderbilt definitely did, man. I think they did, man. Anytime, you run the SEC is not, like I kind of feel like Kirby Smart, like, because the SEC schedule ain't the schedule that ACC teams play. Or who did Miami beat last year? Who did Miami beat, man? Come on, let's be real. Who did they beat the whole regular?
I tell you, they beat A&M, Ohio State, and Ole Miss.
Yeah, that was in the playoffs, though. But they didn't get beat up. They didn't get beat up during the regular season. They don't play an SEC schedule, man.
I get it.
They just don't, So I mean, I'm all for it, expansion, more money, more games. It's really just all about power, though. Like college football is unraveling right before our eyes, because the coaches are losing control, the schools are losing control. That's why Nick Saban walked away. As soon as he lost power, he quit. And the players are making money now. So, yeah, college football is just unraveling, man.
All right, let me ask you this, Nate. You played in the SEC. You played at Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's right. If
your season went 9-3 and you felt like you didn't deserve to get in the playoff, you played at that level. It's like, hey, you understand it. We didn't do enough to get in. Don't shove us in here because we didn't do enough, because you got to fill a spot or two. That's the way I'm thinking about this.
No, but you got to look at it, though. We might have lost 2 games at the beginning of the season, and at the end of the year, we might have been one of the hottest teams in the SEC. So, I mean, it just
that's why every game matters. Every game mattered in college football. Now it doesn't.
But look, if the NFL ran like that, I mean, how would it go? Like, okay, you lose a couple division games early, so at the end of the season, if your record don't match up, you don't get in the playoffs, man. That ain't,
That's fine. That's why college football is beautiful, because it's not the NFL. They are turning it into the NFL, and that's why it's getting ruined.
You sounding like the get off my lawn guy. It's the everybody get a trophy age now, man. You don't get it?
I do, but I don't like it. Hell, Nate, I like to argue who was the national champion in the offseason. We argued about that all the time. Now we don't. Now these teams don't deserve to get in.
I mean, because for a bunch of sports writers to say who the best team in the country, that was just not right. That was not right. I think you should play it out on the field, man.
But were they wrong?
Auburn got screwed. In 2004, as much as I hate Auburn, they got screwed. They had the best team in the country, man. They went undefeated. I forgot who won it that year, but
USC won in 2004.
Auburn had the best team in the country, man.
But that's the thing, Nate. And I love you, man. But you've given me 1 year out of the last 40 that it came down to that. But we loved arguing about. I would argue you all day about who won. You know, in 1990, Colorado and Georgia Tech shared the national championship. It was a great argument in the 91 season leading up to that.
I mean, you got to adapt, brother, because I love when football was football. Now everything look like 7-on-7. You just got to adapt with the times, brother. Thanks for taking my call, man.
All right, Nate, stay with me, brother. I love you, man. Appreciate you. Let's go back to the phone. Our question of the day is also, we're having a good time with this, mustard or ketchup. And I'm dying on the ketchup hill with no help. Maybe Bob can help me. Bob, question of the day, mustard or ketchup?
Definitely mustard.
Hang up on him.
Ketchup it's all the same. There's nothing different in any of the ketchups. But mustard, you got a whole selection out there. Whatever you like.
What do you like? Do you put mustard on fries?
No.
Okay.
Usually
Joe won, Bob nothing.
Nope. No ketchup either, though.
Why no? Why you don't? What do you?
Barbecue sauce on fries. Barbecue sauce.
Okay. All right. But you can't have barbecue sauce. It's either mustard or ketchup.
Well, I dry fries then.
Okay. All right. So you'll take mustard over ketchup. If you had the druthers, you got mustard.
Yes, definitely.
All right, Bob, thanks for calling in, buddy.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you. Dr. Crane, block his number when he calls back in.
I cannot because he's with the mustard group.
Are you with? Look, we love Nate. Nate makes a great point, but at the same time, I mean, where does it stop? And again, like I told you yesterday, we spent time on the show today talking about off the field things, and I hate that. I really do. I'm not a fan of it, and I think it's about 50-50 with everybody. Dr. Crane, I'm proud that you're on my side, buddy.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's not too often we're on the same side of things, but we see football in the same eye, I believe.
We do. Let's see here. 1137 says on our text line, as I pull it up here, how you doing today, Dr. Crane? Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1137. I'm going to read your text. If we can, there we go. Going to a 2014 playoff is just going to add a bunch of also rans, just like the basketball tournament. Amen. There'll be mid-majors that earn a spot but are bypassed by SEC Big Ten teams that couldn't finish 1, 2, 3 in the conference. Keep it at 12, 14, 16, whatever. The season is too damn long already. 1137. Say it louder for the people in the back. Amen about that. Look. The college football season cannot go to late January, right? It was bad enough Indiana and Miami on January the 20th, right? 21st?
Oh, yeah.
That was bad enough that they took it that long. I'm all for if they'll keep it where it is, and I'm still going to not be happy at the end of it. But if you end the season January the 1st, I'm happy. Start the portal a few days later. Let it take for a week. School starts in mid-January. It's all good. We cannot have the college football season extending into late January. You just can't do that. And it puts other teams at a disadvantage when it comes to the portal and everything else. It is not good, and it's not fun. So 1137, I'm with you all the way on that. Chase McCabe is back.
Hello.
Let's see here. Let's see. We are still getting the comments on both. We got into college football rant for a little bit. By the way, how did it go up there?
It was good. It was good. We had a good time. Had a couple of NASCAR drivers that were with us: Ty Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Noah Gregson. So
Nice
I
job.
felt it was necessary to do driver start your engine. So we did that.
Why are you out of breath?
I don't know.
Did you touch my drum set?
No, I was watching Cops.
All right, Chase is back. We'll take a break. We'll continue this about Kirby Smart's comments, college football expansion. I'm passionate about this. I love listening to you guys and gals as well about where you stand about all that. We'll come back with much more right here. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel right here on 102.5 The Game.
Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Thursday. Catch all the racing action from the Nashville Super Speedway this weekend. We are your racing station, presented by City Auto and Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery. The Allegiance 200 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race is tomorrow night, starting at 6:30. Sports Illustrated Resorts 250 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race is at 6 on Saturday. And, of course, the NASCAR Cup Series Cracker Barrel 400 at 5 o'clock on Sunday. You can listen to everything on 102.5 The Game.
Let's get it going on, man. Good times.
It is good times.
Yep.
For sure. We'll be out there tomorrow.
We'll be out there tomorrow.
And then I will live there for 3 days.
Oh, man.
So it'll be a good time.
Getting out there and getting it done. Yeah, so thanks for joining us back for our discussion about the Kirby Smart's comments about the SEC is going to break away and do their own thing if everybody can't come to agreement. And I was saying that's the first sign the empire crumbles.
Yeah. There was something else too. Was it Summerall was saying that they felt like they were misled on the 9 games because they thought the playoff was going to go to 16 and not 24.
Yep, that's right. See,
something
again,
like that.
That's the problem. It all just takes off. Nobody knows what's going on and what's happening with all the things that go on with all this. It's just complete chaos, and we spend all of our time talking about off-the-field issues and not on-the-field issues. And it's crazy, man, when we should be talking about on the field what's going on, but yet we're not because they want to expand this out so much. But, in 1997, Nebraska and Michigan tied for the national championship. You guys remember that? Right? The next year was the BCS when Tennessee won. So in 97, we argued all the offseason about who should be there and who should have won and this and that. And it was fun. It was a fun discussion. The next year, Tennessee beats Florida State. Florida State wins in 99. Oklahoma in 2000. The BCS takes off. Were those the two best? Well, they were the two best that got there. I missed the arguments and the fun. We spent all season doing that. And now that's all gone because you want a clear-cut answer, right? I think last year you got a clear-cut answer with Indiana being the best team. And I like that Indiana was the best team because it just shocked everyone, including us, about how you could turn a team around that quickly. That worked out good for Indiana. But overall for college football, is it good to go to 24? We don't know. I think it's terrible.
You know what else I like that Summerall said? He was talking about how much of a bleep show it was managing Tulane in Florida and having 2 jobs. And he said he would never do that again. And somebody said, well, what if you had to choose? What if Florida said, no, you can't finish at Tulane? He goes, well, I guess I wouldn't be the head coach of Florida.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. He was like, those boys, I owed it to those kids to finish out what we started.
Oh, I like
that. And I was like, that is such a shot at Lane Kiffin if I've ever heard one.
Right. Big time.
But, I mean, what do you do? But again, to your point, talking about the season should end at a certain point and none of this crap should happen before that. Because I agree. Like, a guy like Summerall should be able to advance his career and take a better job at Florida, which we agree. Florida is a better job than Tulane, right?
Yes.
There's no question.
Right.
He should be allowed to do that. But he should be allowed to finish what he started at Tulane. He got them to the college football playoff. He should be allowed to be with his players and be a part of that. And the way the system is set up, it's really not like he shouldn't have done that. He should have just left and gone to Florida. I mean, and like, say what you want about Lane Kiffin. If he wants to advance his career and go to LSU, then fine, he's allowed to do that. But it should be set up where none of that happens until the season's over.
I 100% agree. And that's why.
And that's an easy fix. They have the power to do that. They just don't.
If I hire Summerall and say, all right, January the 2nd, you're my head coach, but I don't want to hear from you, talk to you. And I think he goes to his players and says, look, I'm here with you guys until this runs out. Then I go to Florida. And kids understand upward movement. We're not stupid. We understand. For example, when Shaq left.
Well, half of them can go with him now.
When Shaq left after LSU after his junior year, his mom said, I want you to stay in college and get your degree. And he said, if IBM offered a junior $5 million a year in marketing to leave LSU, you would. He's like, Mom, I got the opportunity to leave. Kids understand that, right? So you go, and if you want to move on from colleges and go up or to another school, whatever, but have the firm deadline. All right, your season's over with, then you go. Let those kids have the fun with the coach and everything. Again, it's just chaotic again, and I don't know what the answer is for this.
1137 says, I worked in college athletics for 27 years. I finally retired this past year. each sport is already running too damn long. It's not just football. It's every sport. Expanded playoffs, extra exhibitions, tournaments. Playoffs need to be topped at 12 in football, field of 64 in basketball, and keep the other sports as they've always been. 5 years to play 4 years, one-time transfers without having to sit out, cap the NIL money. No way a player earns more than his position coach.
Yeah, but are players going to say my position coach makes $800,000 and I'm going to go where they're going to pay me one?
I
so
mean,
you're getting all that.
You're going to make
nonsense.
more you make more than your position coach or your head coach in the NFL. So
Right, you do that.
But I agree. There needs to be some sort of cap.
Yeah.
I agree that, like, the fact that the college basketball tournament is expanding just pisses me off royally.
So stupid.
The college football, I think, is fine at 12, 16 max, 24 is a joke. I agree, keep the other sports the way they are, but they'll screw them up too.
I think a good situation is to move the college football season back 2 weeks into May, June, July, and August. We got nothing. I know you're hockey fans, NBA, I get all that stuff. But for all of us football, and there's a lot of us out there in the football world, we're not going to complain if college football starts August 18th.
Nope.
Move it back 2 weeks. Guys are on campus.
Yep.
They're on campus now. They don't show up in August anymore. They show up after Memorial Day. They're already there. And then eliminate spring practice. Get rid of spring game. Have OTAs in June. I hate the NFL and college football comparison, but have some OTAs in June. Give some guys time off a little bit in July, and then get it going. Nobody's going to complain. We would love that. That way you move the season back. It could end January the 1st.
And get rid of the stupid conference championship games.
Yes, Dr. Crane says no, though, and don't get him started because he won't be quiet.
There's a way you can keep them.
Greg Sankey says no, too, but you're both wrong. All right, how can you keep them?
I was saying you could take the top 4 teams out of each conference and do your own little small conference playoff. The top 2 teams, yeah, basically. So it'd be a play-in for those Power 4 schools, and you take the top 2 for sure, because I mean, basically the top 2 are just playing for the conference championship. But then that third team, then you have to really look at it for air quotes the eye test if they want to keep that around.
Okay, so I don't think that's a terrible idea. You're getting rid of the traditional championship game, but it basically you're expanding the playoff into the conference level. The problem is, like, that really works for 2 conferences, because if you do that for the ACC or the Big 12, like, those teams that are going to be in the quote-unquote play-in don't deserve to be there. The SEC and the Big 10, you can make the argument, yes, they do. So I don't hate it, Nick. I think you're onto something, but
and also the TV rights deals, you have to worry about those, because I feel like if you expand these little play-in games through the conferences, that allows you to keep your TV rights deals and you don't, mess anything up. Because, I mean, hearing what Kirby Smart is saying, he wants to do the breakaway league format. That kind of falls in the same category as like a Notre Dame, where they have their own TV rights deals with NBC. They take in all that money. Maybe that's the same situation of what Smart wants to go in that direction. But again, I don't think anybody's there yet.
Well, we'll see. Let's take this call real quick, and then I got a top when we come back. Is he gone?
No, he's still there. Is Kirby trying too hard to be Saban?
No, I don't think so.
Like, be the voice,
I don't think he made a statement to back up Sankey. Or not back up Sankey, but I think he's kind of different than Sankey in a way of like, hey, here's what we need to do from the coach's perspective of this, and I hope not.
Yeah. Tony wants to talk about college football and the coach's comment. What you got, Tony?
Hey, man, it sounds like you guys are going to break. I'll try and make this real quick. At the end of the day, this is a capitalist country. Our economic system is based on capitalism, and we know what happens with capitalism. It's a zero-sum game. You get all A's in elementary school. You get the sucker. People understand coaches leaving, players leaving. Here's my comment. That's an observation. We all love capitalism until it rears its ugly head, right? And it does things we don't like. Hey, this is Wild Wild West, man, and I feel like it's wasted energy talking about it and thinking about it. But at the end of the day, coaches are going to do what the system allows them to do, as are the kids. And, I don't know what the solution is. It could be easily fixed, but it's clear to me they don't want to fix it. So here we are. I appreciate you guys. Love your show.
Thank you, Tony.
Appreciate it.
So there's a situation unfolding in Knoxville with a player who's gotten paid $3 million who hasn't showed up. We're going to get into this next. And yesterday, Dick and I, we talked about Chase was off. We talked about how the guy's battling some mental health. We feel bad. And then somebody sends me a picture of the kid's Instagram. And I want to get into this because there's a collateral effect of this, which I think could piss a lot of people off who don't like football. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about.
We will do that coming up next. We're live from the 5th annual 615 Open Golf Tournament, which is underway, benefiting Folds of Honor here at Hermitage Golf Course. It's Chase and Big Joe, presented by the Omni, 102.5 The Game. Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. We're live at Hermitage Golf Course, 5th annual 615 Open Golf Tournament benefiting Folds of Honor. If you want to help, go to 615open.com/auction. There's a lot of really cool things that you can bid on and help this great cause. We got concert tickets to the 501 Club at Bridgestone Arena, which is all you can eat, all you can drink. Comes with a parking pass. Tame Impala, Hot Wheels, Evanescence, Megan Maroney are all up there. Brooks and Dunn, Lil Wayne. I mean, so many different concerts that you can go check out. Again, go to 615open.com / auction. You can also bid on a Pecorine autographed hockey puck, Philip Forsberg autographed hockey puck, UC Saros, a lot of different items from the Predators as well. So go and check that out. All right, so you guys kind of got into this a little bit yesterday about Chaz Coleman and his future with Tennessee football. So kind of lead us into that.
So they paid him according to reports between $2 million and $2.5 million. He hasn't shown up for off-season workouts. You know, he said he's homesick, and there's some mental health things there. Heupel said Chaz is doing some things off the field. He's got to handle that and go through that process. We're here to help and support him on April 11th. On May 10th, Chaz Coleman posted a picture on his Instagram of sleeves of cash, like a couple $100,000 of cash. Look at me, look what I've got. And he hasn't shown up, hasn't responded back, I understand, according to this article from Adam Sparks.
He was a Penn State transfer, huh?
He was the #1 portal guy. He was a defensive end, great player at Penn State. Remember, Penn State's offensive coordinator left Penn State, went to Tennessee. He was at Ohio State in 24,
Yeah.
Penn State last year. Now he's in Knoxville. And then so he hasn't shown up. So $2.5 million. Does he owe this money back? Now, there's some things Adam Sparks wrote, who's a good friend of the show and a great writer. Some of these big-time stars want most of the money up front, and then they'll get some on the back end of their payout that goes on. So say you got $1 million up front. Say, do these guys, if they don't show up, do they have to get the money back? Is it written in there they have to get the money? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say so.
Caden Proctor didn't have the money back, right?
If you quit showing up, you don't get paid, right?
He's already got money.
Well, no, just follow me on this. If you or I quit showing up, we lose our jobs and we don't get paid anymore,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, if you've already gotten an advance on the money and you don't fill up, there's a contract involved, you don't fulfill your end of the contract, then yeah, you got to give it back.
But he's not. That ain't going to happen.
Legally, Tennessee would then probably have a case.
So say you lose all this money, and then you've got a student at Tennessee, and they said, hey, we're going to have to raise tuition 3%. We're not telling you why, but the university's losing millions on this. This is a far example. I understand that. But I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed that I've got to pick up my slack for my kid in Knoxville to pay for your incompetence because several of your players have taken millions and they're gone. Right now, Caden Proctor, remember he went from Alabama to Wisconsin back to Alabama. Remember, I don't think he gave the money up.
Yeah,
we had the discussion about that. Now he gets drafted; it doesn't matter anymore because I guess he's with Miami. So it's a thing that's just gotten crazy about all this with the money. What happens now? It says schools want to pay guys month to month. That way they can budget their money better. Look, I was 19. I couldn't budget anything. And these kids can't either. So it's become a disaster, and you pay this guy. Could this be the cautionary tale for all football teams? Like, hey, all right, you need to hit a benchmark, you get this money. Hit another benchmark, you get that money, and on and on and on. I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I mean, I think, look, these kids deserve to get a piece of the pie, but it's way too easy for them. There are no consequences when they don't do what they say they're going to do. And that continues to be why it's the wild, wild west. So I think something needs to change on that. Jason wants to weigh in on Chaz Coleman. Jason, welcome in.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I got two questions, and based on what you reported there. One is about the injury and if that was pre-disclosed, and that could be an issue with this. And then the second one is, at what point does he become in default of his end of the contract? Because he obviously had to sign something to get all that money.
Right.
And that always comes with conditions. So, and Heupel specifically said the word process, and that kind of stuck out to me. that tells me that they're working through some kind of process on both sides to figure out how to make this go forward, because they don't want to release him and just let him go anywhere. You know, they want to make him the default so he owes them and they still hold his rights, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Jason. Well, and here's the other thing. The portal's closed.
It is.
So he can't go anywhere. I mean, he's, from that standpoint, thanks
I
for the
guess there
call.
would be a way he could enroll in school in August somewhere, right? And then
Yeah, but he couldn't play.
So Nico and Boo Carter both left the Vols in 2025 despite getting lucrative NIL deals.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, man, that you got to figure out. And Jason's right, man. There's got to be some kind of part of that contract to do all that, to figure things out, what guys are going to do, and have benchmarks that go on like that. So, I mean, he's a hell of a player. I mean, 6'4", 250, was great at Penn State, #1 portal guy, and could really make a difference in the Tennessee lineup. But this is just crazy, man. And then a lot of fans got upset because, hell, you're out there working 9 to 5 and busting your ass, and this young man shows a couple $100,000 he's getting. And look, he probably deserved it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But don't flash in everybody's face, man. Do better. And if I'm one of his teammates, I'd get on him immediately and say, look, man, you're rooting this for everybody else, so stop.
But here's the problem. I mean, this is what it basically shows. These young men, and they don't know how to handle all this stuff, and they shouldn't. I mean, they're 18 years old, 19 years old, whatever it is. They gotta the institutions have got to do a better job of properly training them.
They are
to use.
That's why the payments were month to month, so you can budget that, and there's resources to use that and do that. But look, I can't lead a horse to water.
True. Or you
I
can, but you can't make him drink.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I just think if I'm a Tennessee fan, I'm livid about this. And look, I fell yesterday to like, oh, he's got mental health. I'm like, man, I hope he gets better. But then somebody sent me a text like, hey, did you see this? Then I see all the and then he deletes his Instagram account after all that goes on. And so that's a problem. And we had a text online it says Jackson's like, y'all never call it what it is. It's called greed. Jackson, we call it greed all the time. The downfall of man throughout history is greed.
Yeah.
You know what number 2 is? Bondage.
Thank you.
It is, man.
That's at Big Joe on the go.
I'm not telling you. I had a history teacher in high school tell me that. I was like, okay.
Don't miss GalaxyCon at the Nashville Fairgrounds, May 29th through the 31st, a 3-day festival of fandom with celebrities, artists, entertainers, and more. For more information, visit theGameNashville.com/events. Again, we're live at Hermitage Golf Course today for the 5th annual 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday at Hermitage Golf Course, 5th Annual 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor. Go to 615open.com for more. 2438 said, Joe just said you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. We both actually said that. Kind of helped each other out there.
Yeah.
You say that about a Vols player, but try and blame Kirby Smart for players driving. Such a hypocrite.
I didn't blame Kirby. I think Kirby needs to get it under control, and that means keep telling the guys, stop doing this. You're not going to stop anybody. Look, let me tell you, let me read a little story real quick, right? When Elvis Presley went down his bad path, somebody asked Joe Esposito, said, why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you stop him from dying and doing the drugs and everything? And Joe Esposito said, you can't save a man from himself.
Yep.
Kirby can speak all day long. Heupel can get on Coleman all day long that he wants to. It's ultimately up to these guys to take control. And how do you take control? Well, I mean, you could take their keys away from him. Don't give them. I mean, there's all things you could do, right? But the toothpaste is already out now. You're not going to get the money back. The accidents have happened. It's terrible. But again, you can't stop. But as the head coach, you're going to take responsibility. That's what head coaches do. Now, the thing with the Vols player, Heupel and them, this is a wholly different situation than what's happening in Georgia. Totally different.
1137 says, the NIL money should be paid at the end of the season. To hell with the guaranteed money, no play, no pay. NIL deal, but you're number 5 on the depth chart and did not play, no money, or at least it's prorated and the other money goes to a pool of guys with no NIL. There were players with NIL deals at my university that did not play a single down all season, made more money than I did as a full-time employee of the university. It's total BS.
Woo.
I think there is a better system. I mean, I think you could do like a game check like you would in the NFL. Isn't that how it worked? Don't they basically get a game check?
Yeah, it could. There's been some about the bowl games, like if you don't play in a bowl game, no matter what your excuse, you lose a quarter of your money. Like if Tennessee would have their full roster at the Mississippi City Bowl, they'd have beaten Illinois by 40 points. Not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind. Hell, they almost beat them anyway with third and fourth teamers that day. But if you don't play in a bowl game, you lose 25% of your money.
The bowl games they're going to be gone.
Yep, isn't that crazy? It was such something to look forward to in the offseason, but gone. But that should all be tied in. There's all kind of – that's the problem. There's all kind of problems and questions and things that are going on, and you give power to some people, and then you're not getting it back, man. And look, I desert kids. I understand getting paid and all that, but at what point – we're going to be talking about this for a while until it all collapses.
You know what is so frustrating about all this is it can be fixed, and it would be a relatively easy fix. Somebody's just got to sit down and be willing to do it. And right now, there's nobody in college athletics that – I mean, they all say they want to fix it, but then they're asking, Congress or whatever to get involved, which is government needs to stay out of it.
Amen, brother, on that.
And it's just like, if you would just get a committee together and go, all right, we're going to establish the rules for all of this, then be done with it.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to do that.
No.
Everybody just wants to bitch and moan about it instead of actually trying to fix the problem.
And they're going to see how much money we can all make and go that way. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. They're going to get to 24, they are. And then 5 years, hey, you know what? What about 32? Make it even. And it's just going to go on and on and on. I mean, I tell you, man, games at MTSU, at Austin P, and at Cumberland, just football, man. Just playing football. More people should go check those games out, man, because it's just about football.
I agree with you on that one. Sad news out of the hockey world. Claude Lemieux, legend, passing away at the age of 60. He literally just carried the torch Monday for Montreal before game number 3, and just seeing the news that he had passed away today at the age of 60. 4-time Stanley Cup champion. I don't think it's a cause of death was not immediately available, nor was it clear where Lemieux was when he died.
Holy cow, man.
So that's just 60 years old.
TMZ is reporting something that I'm not going to read.
No.
Nope. It's awful. I mean, that's the thing is like some of these true legends, man. It's a sign of getting – we had the other day, the sign of getting old is like when you see your heroes being buried. I mean, that's that's a sure sign of getting older. That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, I hope their report's not true.
Did
They just like that.
Montreal win last night? I didn't see.
They did not. Carolina won.
So it's 3-1.
3-1,
Okay.
and Vegas waits on likely Carolina to close it out tomorrow night.
I remember when Carolina lost game 1, and we're like, that layoff, that 11-day layoff, that you can't do all that. I'm like, yeah, they're right. And then
they've outshot Montreal like 150 to 40,
right,
something like that.
Crazy. I don't know that, but you know what? Good for Raleigh. That's you never think about a sports, but hey, Raleigh's got more championships than Nashville does.
Yeah,
might have another one coming down the pike too because they won in 2006.
I mean, my thing is, I know Vegas has been on this pretty incredible run, and I'm going to throw out a crazy theory to Greg Wyshynski when he joins us here in a few minutes, but like they fire Bruce Cassidy, who won them a Stanley Cup a few years ago with like 8 games left. They bring John Tortorella in out of the ESPN
this year
booth. Yes.
Okay.
He finishes the season strong. They get on this incredible run. Now they're in the Stanley Cup final with John Tortorella. What happens if they win? They win the whole thing, and Torts is like, you know what? That's my second cup. I'm good. Like, I came back. I won a cup. Technically, they still have the rights to Bruce Cassidy.
Right.
They're not letting him interview with anybody right now. So who's to say they could be like, all right, Bruce, you're back.
Yeah. Well, as long as I was listening last night about them talking about Vegas and their upper management, how aggressive they are and free agency and trades and everything else and all that. So long as the front office is still there getting things done, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Hockey's weird though. They fire coaches. Like, remember Laviolette got fired 3 games in with the Penguins in 2009 or whenever it was.
Well,
10 maybe.
And if that doesn't happen, he may not end up here because he spent that off time with Team USA. That's how he met David Poyle, coaching Team USA, and they developed a relationship, and he ends up becoming the Preds coach a year later.
Yeah. So those are baseball managers, right? Baseball managers like get fired, then you're over.
I think basketball too.
Basketball, I guess all of them, except football. You only get like maybe 2 chances, but that's the thing is that these coaches keep bouncing around. Where's Laviolette now? Is he out? He's
out right now.
So he'd been Carolina, Nashville, Philadelphia, Rangers. Was he at the Capitals too?
Yep. He left when he left the Preds.
Went to the Rangers.
He went to the Rangers, and then he left. No,
because Trotz was in Washington, right?
Yeah, but Trotz won the cup with Washington, left, went to the Islanders. No, I think now we got to look. I think Lavi left here and went to.
We're in a race.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he went to the Caps, then the Rangers.
So he was
yeah. Okay. Yep. I am correct. Because he was most recently with the Rangers. So he was with the Islanders, the Hurricanes, the Flyers, the Preds, the Caps, the Rangers.
5 teams, man. But he's won everywhere he's been.
He and Barry Trotz have coached for the same teams. Barry coached here, Washington Islanders.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So he won a cup with the Hurricanes. He got the Flyers and the Predators to the cup final.
Laviolette's one of my all-time favorite interviews because we were interviewing them before Christmas break, and I said, hey, it's last minute. You got to buy a Christmas gift. What do you do? And he gave us a 10-minute speech about
going to Walgreens
and how it's the best thing ever. And he wouldn't shut up about it. We kept asking questions. He wouldn't get off the phone. It was the best interview because you got him out of the hockey talk, right?
Yeah.
It's like Shea Weber in fantasy baseball.
Yep.
You have to walk away from Shea Weber. It's like, all right, Shea, I get it. You like you don't like talking about hockey, but fantasy baseball, you won't be quiet. I understand that. But that was a fun interview with Laviolette that time.
I got a funny Peter Laviolette story. So the first time I got to travel with them, we were headed to Denver. They were playing the Avs. And we go through, you've been there, signature air support and everything. And I go through security and everything, and I look behind me and I realize Peter Laviolette's next to me.
Oh.
And I'm like, Coach, how you doing? And he's like, hey, glad you're with us and stuff. And so we're walking to the plane, and he grabs me. He goes, look at that. Isn't that cool? And they had like a C-130, and then they had like a World War II kind of plane
Yeah.
out, and we just stood there for like 5 minutes talking about planes.
Oh, that's cool.
Like he's like, this is, I mean, like this is like a World War II, and he like knew all this stuff about planes. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here.
I'm interested in what you added to this conversation.
Nothing. No, I just listened.
Oh, well, I remember when my grandpa was in World War II in Korea. He felt that way. I thought you were going to say, he said, hey, they logged in and grabbed you and said, look at that thing. It was Pekka walking on the plane. Yeah, look at that guy, man. Isn't he something?
Ain't he something? We will come back with Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. We'll talk some hockey with him next. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. The 5th annual 615 Open Charity Golf Tournament benefiting Folds of Honor out here at Hermitage Golf Course. It's been a great day so far. The weather is beautiful, and hopefully it stays that way. Let's talk a little hockey with our man Greg Wyshynski, senior NHL writer for ESPN, presented by Old National Bank. Get old. Greg, how are you?
Doing all right. My week became more interesting when the Western Conference Final ended in 4 games. A lot of canceled flights, a lot of canceled hotel rooms. At the end of the day, I am flying from Brooklyn to Raleigh for tomorrow night's game rather than traveling from Denver.
Oh, well, that's good. What happened? I mean, I think I thought it was going to be a good series, but I ultimately thought Colorado was going to come out on top, and for them to not even win a game. Now, granted, Cale Makar was probably playing at 60%. McKinnon gets hurt. I know those are some key injuries, but still a bit of a shock to see Vegas go and sweep the Avs.
You're tip of the iceberg, though, man. It's Makar, it's McKinnon, it's Lehkonen, it's Nikushin, it's Malinsky. It's a bunch of guys on that team that all got injured at the same time. Some of them returned to the lineup in the case of Makar. Some of them never left the lineup in the case of McKinnon, although he looked like 2026 Alex Ovechkin in Game 4. He's just kind of like standing there shooting the puck. Other guys didn't play as the series went on. Look, I think they caught Vegas at the wrong time because the Golden Knights certainly are peaking at this point. Great offensively, playing Tortorella's system to perfection and getting great goaltending from Carter Hart. But they couldn't even mount a rally in that series with how banged up they were, which again makes it a very interesting call as to whether or not their coach Jared Bednar might have to suffer some consequences for them not playing for the Cup. I think he's got some plausible deniability with how banged up they were, but you wonder whether there's going to be any kind of sacrifice to be made for the Avalanche being such a disappointment in the Western Conference Final.
Look, if they moved on from him, I think that would be a huge mistake. He's one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in hockey right now. But, I mean, the prime example, you look at the team that just beat them in Vegas. They fired a guy that won them the Stanley Cup a couple of years ago to bring Torts out of the ESPN studios, and now they're 4 wins away from winning the Stanley Cup again.
I know. Hate not seeing him in the cafe as often as I used to on the campus of Bristol. But, no, I mean, listen, the only reason I think they would do it is if, they've got the biggest shot coaching candidate in all of hockey in their backyard in David Carl of the University of Denver. This is a guy that the Leafs are trying to see if they can convince to come coach them. He is easily, he's a rock star. I mean, based on the success he had in the NCAA. So the only reason you'd move on there is if all of a sudden you say, okay, he wants to stay locally. He's obviously going to take the job if we give it to him. And then it becomes a matter of whether or not you think it's an improvement. And for me, if I'm David Carl, I'm not taking the Avalanche job. I'd rather be on the come up with a team like San Jose or someone else and not walk into a room being like, hey, I'm a successful college coach, Nathan McKinnon of the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. What can I do to make you better than you already are? That's not a place I want to be if I'm David Carl, but that'd be the one possibility is if they wanted to get the best coaching candidate out there, they could probably do it if they made the switch from Bednar to Carl.
So here's my question. What happens if Vegas wins the whole thing? Does Torts say, okay, all right, we got something here. We just won the Stanley Cup. I got my second. I'm ready to come back and try and go back to back. Or does he say, hey, I just won my second cup. I'm good. That was fun. You guys figure it out from here. And he calls it a career. I mean, do they turn around and go to Bruce Cassidy, who they won't let interview anywhere, and say, hey, you're back? What ends up happening there?
Well, first of all, the conventional wisdom is that the coach down in Henderson of the Silver Knights, Ryan Craig, is the next guy they're going to probably hand their head coaching job to. He's been, kind of learning the ropes, and they're very high on him. And so the thought was always, if Torts doesn't hang on and come back on a new deal, that they would probably just turn it over to their AHL coach. But you forgot option C, which is win the Cup, don't come back to Vegas because, you're probably not winning back-to-back there. And then you become, Winston Wolfe from Pulp Fiction, where you're the fixer. You just hop onto some other team with 8 games left and see if you could do the thing again. And by the way, the team I'd be looking at is Edmonton. Imagine they need somebody like Torts to go and instill a defensive system and give them the confidence that they need and the backbone that they need to try to win a Stanley Cup. So if you're Torts, you've got a nice little side hustle for you now where you're just coming in with 8 games left. You don't have to toil through what will be an 84-game season next year, and you pick your team and you try to win another cup.
It's funny, every time you bring up Winston Wolfe, I always think about Travolta, his line of, "A thank you would be nice." Right? It's such a great moment, a great scene right there with him.
I mean, it's a classic for a reason.
It is. Can we put to rest the 11-day layoff, how it's going to hurt Carolina?
Yeah, I think we can. I mean, it did hurt them. It hurt them in the only bad period they've had in the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, otherwise, they swept 2 rounds and they've been unbeatable in the last couple of games against Montreal. But again, like as far as hurting them, it is clearly the opposite. If you look at the numbers in the last 2 games, insofar as the shot attempts and shots on goal in the third period and overtime in the last 2 games in Bell Center, like it is all Carolina. I mean, Montreal's not even getting shot attempts, let alone shots on goal. And I think that it speaks directly to one team having played 2 consecutive 7-game series and one team having 2 sweeps and then the longest layoff between playoff rounds that we've seen in 107 years in the NHL. It is a huge disparity as these games get deeper, and the reason why Carolina is on the precipice of finally breaking through and playing for a Stanley Cup under Rod Brind'Amour.
I'm telling you, when Carolina scores a goal, their celebration, they celebrate. I get it, but they're like, all right, let's go back out and do this again. I can't tell if they're winning or losing. It's funny because Tim Hasselbeck comes on with us and always talks about Eli Manning. Like he can never tell if Eli Manning just won the Super Bowl or lost his cat down the road, because they're that non-emotional and they're like straight focused. But watching Carolina, Greg, when I see them score, it's like right back at it. I kind of dig that. They know what they got to do, and they know what the ultimate goal is.
They absolutely. And the other thing they know is that they've got more guys that can score this season than they've ever had before. I mean, that's really been the challenge for this Carolina team in previous years under Rod Brind'Amour is once they get to the conference final, one, they've been ground to dust because they're playing for Rod Brind'Amour, so they're all tired and beat up and everything. But 2, like they don't have enough guys that can score that big goal at a big time in these games. And so far in this series, what's been the story? It's been Nick Ehlers scoring a huge goal earlier in the series in Game 2. It's been Svechnikov scoring a huge goal in Game 3. Last night, they get off the blocks and get a big goal from Sebastian Aho on the power play to take the air out of the building. They're starting to finally get the offensive contributions from some of these big names they've been waiting to get from, and it's made the big difference in the conference final.
Greg, one of my dear friends lives in Raleigh. He's been a season ticket holder there for like the last 15 years. I said, how is Raleigh with that team? He's like, Raleigh is so in love with this hockey team. It's not even funny. But, I mean, they've been good for a while. They won the Cup in 2006. But how come we never really hear about Raleigh, Greg? You've gone there and you've witnessed it. Is it a good sports town that's in love with the Hurricanes?
It feels like a college sports experience when you go there. And by that I mean the center of their universe is the arena, and it's the parking lots around the arena. When you're in Raleigh and you're driving around to get tacos or get barbecue or whatever. And by the way, Raleigh is a city where everything is about 11 minutes away. It's really weird, but that's just kind of how it is. You don't see like a bunch of signs or banners or, people putting Carolina flags outside their houses and stuff. You just don't see it. And I don't know why that is, but when you get to the arena and you're driving around the parking lots and you're seeing people setting up lawn chairs at like 11 in the morning for an 8 o'clock face-off, like then you realize the passion and how many people are into this team. And so, when you're there, it feels epic. It feels like a hockey town. But when you're driving around on a game day, you might feel differently.
Greg Wyshynski is with us from ESPN. All right, it's the weekly ask. What's the latest with the Predators general manager search?
All right, let's go with this. So there's been some reports about Chris McFarland, right, who's the GM of the Colorado Avalanche. And so I did a little poking around. I called around to some people today. One NHL executive told me that they found it interesting his name would be out there because the common perception was that he had total control in Colorado. And so if he's looking to leave or entertaining the idea of leaving, maybe we've all misjudged how much influence Joe Sakic still has on that franchise. And maybe he'd be enticed by the idea of running his own shop. That's one theory. I don't know if it's the right theory, but at least it's one theory. I've also heard that, there could be a certain amount of financial enticement that could be used to get him to jump. And I don't know exactly how open the purse strings are for the new ownership and getting an executive. But there's something else. And then the third thing is we all know it's been reported that the team reached out to Carolina to try to see if they could pry Eric Tulsky away from the Hurricanes and were denied. I mean, if they're going for Tulsky, they're clearly going for a certain kind of executive, which is less the sniffing Zamboni fumes former player personnel guy who, has grinded out and maybe he's a former player or whatever, but more data driven. And then obviously somebody who's run a team before, and McFarland obviously fits that bill. So there's a lot of smoke that kind of makes sense here if it's him, including the fact that we still haven't had a hire this deep into the off season. But I don't know for certain what his status is in the search, whether he's interested, whether it ultimately will work itself out. But there's at least some people in the echo chamber of the NHL that believe that there's something to it.
Interesting. So it does continue to feel like there would be a president of hockey operations and then there would be a general manager hired under that person.
I don't know. That's a great question because we've talked about this before where, I talked to some people that were privy to the process who told me that was the setup that they were looking for. But if you bring in Chris McFarland to run everything, yeah, maybe he's the tippy top guy and there's somebody who works under him. Or maybe he just runs the whole show. I can't tell you for certain what the setup's going to be, except to say that it's clear they want somebody who's data-driven. It's clear they want somebody who's run a team before. And were it to happen, I'm a huge Chris McFarland fan. And I also think it's interesting that when you look at what the next steps for the Predators could be insofar as their pivot to whatever's next, part of it is maximizing the return for some veteran players that you might ship out of town. And I think McFarland's real good at that. I mean, you look at the returns he's gotten for some of the players he's traded. I think it's a talent he has to identify assets on other teams and know what his players are worth and getting the most from that.
Is there a specific type of front office guy that, and you've described like the more of an analytic driven, kind that McFarland is, but that a player would look at and say, hey, you know what, that guy running the Predators makes me want to go there. And I say that to say when a couple of these big fish become available in a couple of years, is that maybe where what the Predators are after, of finding a guy that would be able to go and catch one of those guys?
Well, I mean, first off, you want someone that you have trust can build a winner. And, sure. They obviously Colorado won a cup while he was there and has remained competitive and just came off a President's Trophy winning season. We touched on why things didn't work out in the playoffs, but they still made the Final Four. I think that's less about the GM than it is about what the GM and what the team puts in place to make the player comfortable, to offer all of the things the player would want. Like we were talking about Vegas before, and they're obviously ruthless and evil, but they also make their players feel like princes when they're within the organization. I mean, like you talk to anybody who's played for the Golden Knights, from the practice facility to the way they treat the players' families, to all of the things that go with the organization, they are extremely taken care of. And so I think that's much more important than anybody running the organization is are you doing the things to entice a player to want to play there? Do you have the facilities? Do you have the people in place? All of that is much more important than who's at the top of the food chain.
You know, somebody said, Greg, like, oh, that's the Predators, and they're in a tough division, and they're in this rebuilding mode, and who really wants that job there? And my counter is there's only 32 of these jobs in the world. Why would you not want to be the GM or the admin of a hockey operation, whatever? Why would you not want this job, right?
Well, and if you're Chris McFarland, you won a cup already, like with
Yeah.
Colorado. Like you've climbed the mountain, and maybe the next challenge for you is more of a clean slate than figuring out on an annual basis what you can fit under your cap to try to get McKinnon and McCarr another cup. Like, you never know what where these guys are in their thinking, whether it's him or anybody else, insofar as a little bit more control, a different challenge, a team that's in a different phase. There's always going to be opportunities to try to maybe like change it up a little bit instead of banging your head against the wall trying to do the same thing every single year after you've already won once.
Greg Wyshynski is with us. When you said Vegas is evil, I just got that scene from The Simpsons at Camp Krusty where the Mr. Black and the camp counselors are sitting there going, "Gentlemen, to evil." And is that Kelly McCrimmon and George McPhee?
Oh, easily. I mean, like they again, I was just talking about how well they treat their players. The parenthetical after that is until they have no use for you anymore, and then you know they'll stick a sword in your back and they'll ship you to Winnipeg and they'll do all the things that they've done over the years to beloved players in service of getting better players from other teams. And look, it's as much as maybe the things they do and some of the people they've signed are not necessarily ones that you can look at admirably, sometimes from a morality standpoint. The bottom line is that they've existed for 9 years and they've made the conference final 5 times. And this is the 3rd time they'll have played for the Stanley Cup, having won once. So, I mean, there's something to be said for the way they've gone about things to say that they've certainly built a strong team. And there are other advantages too, like, you know, the dry air feels good on your body. You get to live in a McMansion. Like, all these things are also part of it. But certainly the aggressive nature of the way they build their roster is one of the reasons why they've been able to do what they've done.
Greg Wyshynski, senior NHL writer for ESPN, joins us every Thursday. Greg, appreciate it as always, my friend.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
He joins us every Thursday and is presented by Old National Bank. Get old. We'll react to some of that. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe live at Hermitage Golf Course for the 5th annual 615 Open charity golf tournament benefiting Folds of Honor here on 102.5 The Game.
All right, hey guys, Big Joe here to talk about what we talk about every show. That's mental health for our guys out there. And we have got a place for you to go if you were struggling that needs to talk to you all the time. How therapy changed my life. And it is unitycares.com. Unitycares.com is the website to go to. All the questions you have about starting therapy, where you need to go, how you get to pay for it, everything else, it's all answered there for you. You don't have to search around, so you can just focus about getting yourself well. And the whole goal of unitycares.com is get you back living the life you deserve. They tell you don't have to figure this out alone. They can help with anything, depression and anxiety, which I went through, and it was amazing talking to therapists. Again, I would change my life. Counseling and talk therapy, medication management, relationship and life stress. They can talk to you and cover it all with you and make you better. It's private, it's secure, it's confidential. They offer telehealth. It's perfect. And they're based right here in Middle Tennessee, not some faraway place. Counselors and therapists based right here in Middle Tennessee. The whole goal is to get you back living the life you deserve. We tell you all the time, you don't have to go through any of this alone. UnityCares.com. Again, UnityCares.com is one place to go and get you back on the right track. I tell you every day, our world is a better place because you are here, and we mean it, and so does UnityCares.com. Check them out today. If you need to talk, please go. Please talk. We need you here. The website again, UnityCares.com.
Hey, 1025 The Game and Maple Street Biscuit Company have teamed up. They're giving you a chance to win a pair of tickets to the all-inclusive 501 Club at Bridgestone Arena to the Music City Rodeo, followed by Charlie Crockett tomorrow night. Text in the keyword rodeo, RODEO, to 615-737-1025 now to enter to win. Appreciate Greg Wyshynski for joining us on the program. Think of if they end up hiring the GM of the Colorado Avalanche that has built a perennial Stanley Cup contender, has won a Stanley Cup, I think Preds fans should be very excited about that if that's what it ends up being.
He's just tired of being in Colorado.
I guess, and he's got Joe Sakic there as I think Joe Sakic's title's president of hockey operations or something like that. So he could come here, have more control.
Now, would you like this hire?
I would love this hire.
Okay, all right.
Because here's the other thing: if Colorado did make a coaching change and moved on from Bednar, or whether it's this year or next year, I would jump on him immediately.
He just won a cup, right?
I know. But so did Bruce Cassidy, and he got fired.
Hockey guys are weird. It's like you look at me
and
you're fired.
I like Andrew Brunette, but if you bring in a guy that's like, hey, you know what? I want a Stanley Cup winning coach, then go get it.
That's outside the family too, which makes you happy.
Well, I think it makes a lot of people happy.
It's
not that it makes me happy or doesn't make me happy, but I think there's room for new ideas, and it feels like that's what the Predators are wanting to do.
I just care about you. That's it. So as
long
as
I care
you're
about
happy,
you, that's sweet.
By the way, where we're set up, every imaginable piece of moving equipment and bulldozer in the world that's ever been created has passed by us today. There's one machine that came by that I swear was in the first Terminator movie. I'm like, where's this thing going? That's crazy, man. But the driver's out here today, right? It's good. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yep.
Ty Dillon.
Yep. Noah Gregson.
It's pretty cool, man. Have him out here with the big event happening this weekend at the Speedway.
Yeah, I got to see those guys a little bit earlier. Major League Baseball has proposed a hard salary cap to the Players Union as a part of the next CBA. The salary floor for teams beginning in 2027 would be $171.2 million, which includes player benefits, and the ceiling $245.3 million. So the Dodgers would be effed.
Have to sit out for 5 years.
Bob Nightingale says 8 clubs would have to reduce payroll by a combined $578 million. The Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees, Blue Jays, Phillies, Red Sox, Padres, and ironically the Braves.
Wow.
Would have to reduce payroll.
Do you know who Bob Nightingale's grandmother was?
Florence.
It sure was. It was. Look it up, man. This is not good. Dr. Crane, you've been on this train about this ain't going to pass, right? You're a big baseball guy.
No, and the Players Union yesterday gave their proposal, which of course does not include a salary cap.
Dr. Crane is also no longer in the building.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He had to go get his eyes checked. All right, Connor, we'll deal with you at 3. Thanks.
Now you'll deal with me for another half hour, pal.
There's no way this gets passed. There's no way.
This proposal, no. But some proposal is going to have to pass. Otherwise, we're not going to have baseball. And baseball, to me, is in a very healthy position where they cannot afford a stoppage.
I completely agree with you on that.
They have fixed pace of play. You got people going to games again. You got people watching games again. And if you have another work stoppage, you're going to piss people off, and I don't know if you can come back from it.
I agree with you. And you and Dr. Crane, you two bozos have me watching. Like, I'll flip on and see what's happening. I want to address this, though, real quickly. It's been a rough year for the Braves off the field with Bobby Cox passing away, and then Ted
Turner,
and now Bob Horner. For all of us who grew up on the Braves in the 80s, watch on TBS, the 3-4 hole of Dale Murphy, Bob Horner, we lived for. We lived for that. And Horner hit 4 homers in a game. It might have been 4th of July or one of those games. It might have been against the Mets. And he's one of the few people ever who went straight from high school to the pros. Like, he didn't play the minor leagues at all. I think he's from college straight there. One of the few guys at the time. Pete Incaviglia was another guy. But Bob Horner's passing, that's a tough one, man. And so some have said this is for the Braves when they go out there and play, they're playing for more than just the Braves on the uniform. Guys that were trailblazers, that meant everything to them. So Bob Horner passing away, man, that's tough. And Dale Murphy had a nice tribute on Instagram to Bob Horner the other day. So getting old, man, and people like that, pass away. Claude Lemieux passed away today. I mean, on and on. So you just cherish them while they're there and enjoy the moment, which we all certainly did back in the mid-'80s. Even though they were terrible, we loved the Braves, man.
Yeah, for sure. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We'll have more coming. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game, hanging out at Hermitage Golf Course. The 5th annual 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor. It's been great out here so far. Everybody out and about on the course. You going to go swing some sticks?
I am. Our fourth foursome is heading out at 3:08.
Okay, looking forward to
So
that.
I'm looking forward to that too.
That's about the time Willie gets here. So
Willie might hit me in the parking lot. He comes in on 2 wheels.
just kidding. Just kidding.
No, you're not. I'll take that. You're not kidding on that at all. Just flying in. No.
Yeah, so they'll be out here too, and looking forward to that with DVD coming up here in a few minutes. Yeah, the whole baseball CBA, and then there's talk of expansion. You know, once they get through it, that they would start an expansion committee. Sacramento, because they've had so much success with the A's playing there, is a city that is being rumored for Major League Baseball. Obviously, Nashville has been one. Charlotte.
Salt Lake City. I mean, so who knows? I don't get me started, because when I talk about baseball not coming here, I'm labeled a hater, and I don't want the city to do well. No, I want the city to succeed. I want the baseball team to succeed. But until you show me where there's a place to put the stadium, without being said, what about that metal place next to Nissan? Not an answer. I need something tangible.
How about off of Briley Parkway on the west side by the Nations, where the prison is, the old prison? That's been a place that's been brought up.
Is that considered Bordeaux?
I guess, yeah.
Maybe
That
you
could
might
work.
do that. I think you want to put it. Look, they've done with Truist Park and the Battery and everything around there is fantastic.
Well, you could do that. You could do that over there. And Truist Park's not in downtown Atlanta, which
Right.
I think has been a wise move for them.
But I don't know, man.
Because where
I don't
Turner
know.
Field was not a great part of town. There was nothing around it. You literally went and parked, went to the ball game, and left. And
True.
now Truist Park, you can stay there. Like if you're coming from Nashville, you can get a hotel room. Stay there. There's bars, there's restaurants. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, if you could do that, if you put plans in where there's 20 restaurants and there's entertainment district and there's hotel, yeah, if you could build Truist Park 2.0, I'm all for it. But do you really want to take it away from downtown? I mean, is that?
I mean, you're not going to hurt downtown. Downtown's got a lot.
I know, but that's kind of the new thing, like putting stuff downtown, except for the Braves Park. So I don't know. Until I see that, everything. Well, we got this person, that's going on, this going on. Nobody knows. But until something's concrete, let me know. I just think I just think Nashville's not ready. I mean, does the Super Bowl push the baseball talk back?
No,
you're focused
I actually think, if anything, it could help it.
Because you're not going to help in the city. And
No.
they've already talked about they don't want any help in the city anyway. I get all that. I don't know. They could go in Charlotte. They go to Salt Lake City. Portland's been mentioned. I mean, there's all these places to go. And then
Nevada, Josh, and I knew somebody was going to bring this up. I'm not going to pick on you, Josh, but how about turn old Nissan into a baseball field? Boom. Can't. It's the number one. They already have plans for that site. Number two, I think it would be really hard to retrofit that into a baseball stadium. And they're right next to you. I mean, they're on top of each other.
They surely are.
I don't think that would work.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So I don't know.
Look, I'm not against moving it out of downtown. Because to use the quote and the analogy, if you build it, they will come. I mean, if you build a baseball stadium for a Major League Baseball team, baseball fans are going to go.
Okay.
You can disagree all you want.
I'm not disagreeing.
You're wrong, but
you're going to go on a Tuesday night when the National Stars are playing the Miami Marlins? You're not going?
If I want to, I will.
Well, that's.
It's the same thing. It's different levels, but it's the same concept of going to a Sounds game on Tuesday night.
Nowhere near.
I said different levels, but if you have enough at the stadium and you have cool things that people are going to want to go, they'll go.
They will go, and you'll make them go. You'll say, go out there and go to those games. I just think the focus is on the Super Bowl now. And I know the baseball people said, we don't want any help from the city. We don't need all that. We're doing it on our own. All right, show me.
Fine.
Show me that you could do it. I'm all for it. If you could show me how you're going to succeed, I'm great.
The next thing the city needs to do is figure out the damn racetrack. Get the racetrack figured out. Get a deal done, or don't get a deal done. Whatever. Because I'm tired of this stringing along.
Well, how long has it been now? 10 years? 15?
Well,
20?
it's really been longer than that, but somebody needs to stand up to John Ingram and say, you don't have any say in this. I don't care how many billions of dollars you have. You have your soccer stadium. It's the city's decision. Make the decision, stick with it, and then let's move on.
Why don't you be the guy to do that?
I just said to do it. So
I'll back you. I'll drive you over there.
With my little sign.
I'll say, text me when you're done. When they toss you out.
But
I'm with you. Yes, you're
crux.
right.
Here's the crux of the situation. You know why it just sits there and nothing gets done? Because nobody wants to stand up to John Ingram. That's what it is.
Okay.
And I like John Ingram. I don't like him on this, but I like John Ingram. I like the soccer stadium. We were just there. I like NSC.
Didn't Bristol, I keep hearing they're going to take it over?
Yes. But he doesn't want the racetrack next to the soccer stadium.
I think it's nice.
But you fix it up and have two awesome 30,000 seat venues, and you can do a lot of cool stuff.
He doesn't mind the patrons parking over there.
Well, and that's, I think, what he wants. He wants to put a parking lot there and quote unquote affordable housing. So,
you air quotes on that.
Yeah.
I vote you, man. I vote Chase McCabe to do this.
I'll go in with you.
We'll drive.
And then,
all right, Connor, thanks, buddy.
And then you can put the All-Star race out there, keep the race that you have now out at the Super Speedway, and you're golden. And you have something that no other city can say that they have.
Agreed.
And then give me a baseball team.
God, you greedy. You already got a Super Bowl.
I want it all. I want my city to have it all. What can I say? 615-737-1025. Connor, are you ready for what's coming next?
I'm always ready for everything, ever.
Okay. That a boy. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. That is, again, live from the 615 Open, the 5th annual 615 Open, benefiting Folds of Honor here at Hermitage Golf Course. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday, live at Hermitage Golf Course. DVD coming your way next. They'll continue the fun for the 5th annual 615 Open Celebrity Golf Tournament, benefiting Fold of Honor. We see our man Bob Cole, the Nashville Predators, out here. Nash was here earlier.
He didn't come out this way. He knows better.
Yeah. What, because he'd fight you?
He attacked all the sheep that are over here. Right? And we found out our good Dr. Matty Haley, friend of the show. He's the vet doc for all the sheep out here. This show is so well, we're connected, folks. That's why we're so honored for you guys to be part of us every day from noon to 3. Honored.
Yes, indeed.
Do you know what rhymes with honored? Connor,
that's true. Connor knew it. We'll be out at the Nashville Super Speedway tomorrow for the race weekend, the Cracker Barrel 400. We're going to do the show high atop the racetrack.
Can't wait, man.
Going to be fun. We'll put you on the spotter stand.
Oh, I can't wait. Do I have to wear green or yellow, whatever you wear?
No,
nothing? Can I go shirtless?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, you can.
All right.
With that, let's get to as more equipment goes by. Let's get to what day it is and celebrity birthdays. Connor, you going to do this today?
I am. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right,
let's
go.
do it. All right, folks. Today is National Brisket Day, a day everyone should
love
celebrate.
brisket.
It's also National Hamburger Day, National Abolition Day, Amnesty International Day, the founding of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan, whatever wherever that is.
It's right north of Rayon City.
Yeah, I thought so. Today is International Day of Action on Women's Health. It's National Day of Ethiopia. Slugs Return from Capistrano Day, Whooping Crane Day, World Hunger Day, and World Passion Fruit Martini Day.
Now Whooping Crane. That's what we do every day from 12 to 3 with Dr. Crane.
Well, not today. You guys are out there, and he's here.
That's the joke. All right, let's go with celebrity birthdays. Connor, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'll probably get smoked, but let's go.
That's all right. Our first birthday. Connor, you go first. How old is Kirk Gibson?
Kirk Gibson, 63.
67.
69.
Nice.
Chaser, how old is Glenn Rice? University of Michigan, won a national championship.
73.
65.
59. Connor Newt, we talked about him yesterday. You weren't on the show, though, but Michael Orr. The blind side. How old is Michael Orr today?
Michael Orr blindsided me one time for an interview. Let's.
He did.
42.
40.
40 exactly. Chase up 3-0. Chase, how old is Gladys Knight?
81.
I don't know who that is. 83.
82. That's a push. All right. Connor, how old's Kylie Minogue, Australian singer?
39.
43.
38. No, wait. She's 58. My bad. You're both wrong. All right.
Numbers are hard.
They are. Especially I can't read my own writing. Chase, how old is Kobe Calais?
44.
47.
41. Connor, how old's Billy Vera? He was the Billy Vera and the Beaters.
56.
71.
82. Chase, how old's John Fogerty?
80.
74.
81. 4-0 Chaser. Connor, how old is Jerry Douglas of Allison Krauss and Union Station? Fantastic musician. Jerry Douglas.
68.
72.
Oh, it's 70. That's a push. Chaser, how old's our good friend Phil Vassar? Today's Phil Vassar's birthday.
58.
63.
62. Connor's on the board. What up, buddy? 4-1. Connor, how old is rapper Chubb Rock?
They just have any name nowadays, don't they?
They do.
39.
41.
58. Chaser, how old is our good friend's wife, Elizabeth Hasselbeck? How old is her birthday today? How old is she today?
47.
52.
49. Chase is up 5-1. Final birthday. Now, this one is worth 5 points because it's special to us. This man is very special and dear to us. It's worth 5 points. Connor, you ready?
I'm ready.
How old is Terry Crisp?
Oh, Crispy. Crispy is 72.
The 3-time Stanley Cup winning champion, 2 as a player, 1 as a coach, the Deer, Terrence Arthur Crisp, is 83 years young today.
He's 83 exactly. Chase wins 85. Chase wins 10-1 on the bonus there. Connor, you got 1 though, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Happy birthday, Crispy. We love you.
We don't take handouts. We don't take compilation or consolation.
Love it. Thank you. That's why you and me are on the same page about college football playoff. Yes.
Crispy, I believe, is in Philadelphia with a reunion with the Broad Street Bullies, the team that he won 2 of those 3 Stanley Cups with.
Nice. Who could still whip our ass today.
No doubt.
No
doubt about it.
So happy birthday, dear Mr. Crisp.
Yes. Beautiful day. We're so glad that the weather has cooperated out here at Hermitage Golf Course. Again, you can go to 615open.com/auction, and you can bid on some great items to help Folds of Honor and our cause here for the 615 Open. 615open.com for more information if you want to be a part of things next year. We're going to keep this going, but this is a labor of love and obviously one of our favorite events that we put on every year.
Plus, it's sold out. So
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. Clay came by, our guy came by and made a nice donation. Clay, we love you, man. Thank you. It all goes to a worthy cause. So again, golf tournaments these days getting sold out are special things. So thanks for everybody who came out here to the 615 Open today.
Yep, and then tomorrow going to be out at the Speedway. So
Never ends, man.
Looking forward to that, and then I begin my marathon weekend, which I absolutely love. So I did a gentleman's start your engines earlier today with the to get the thing going. So people like that.
I did like that. Well done. For us out here, look, we talk about this every show, every day. Mental health, guys out there, if you're struggling, you know the website, unitycares.com. Talk to us, reach out to us. I love when I get messages from guys that need to talk. I love talking to you. That means you care, you're opening up, and you want to be here. Please reach out anytime to any of us on the show. We'll talk to you anytime, any place, because we say all the time how important you are and how better our world is because you are here. We say all the time, I'd rather listen to your story than go to your funeral. I know that sounds harsh and rough, but I don't care. I want to hear your story. That means you want to be here, and we need you here, guys. So remember, we love you so much here. More importantly, more than anything else in the world, know how much God loves you.
Amen to that. What do we got here?
Hey, what is this thing?
You're at a 4-corner stall here.
It's like a little bit of a.
It's like a bulldozer, yet aerator, yet.
But you ride it like you don't.
Yeah. I don't know why they have Mike Eller. You got so many machines out there. We don't know what's going on.
Joe has been fascinated by all the equipment that has been driven by. That is going to do it for us. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD is coming your way next. Here from the 5th annual 615 Open Golf Tournament benefiting Folds of Honor. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Nashville Super Speedway here on 102.5 The Game.